So we are on verse 16, right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, and text 16. Nahyasya kari chidrajan uman veda pritishtitam yad vigyasya yukta muhyanti kavayo pihi. O king, no one can know the plan of the Lord, Sri Krishna. Even though great philosophers inquire extinguishedly, exhaustively, they are bewildered. So you see, this philosopher, they also contemplate. They also do manana. But that we will do. The bewilderment of Maharaj Yudhishthira over his past sinful acts and the resultant suffering, etc., is completely negated by the great authority Bhishma, one of the 12 authorized persons. Bhishma wanted to impress upon Maharaj Yudhishthira that since time immemorial, no one, including such demigods Shiva and Brahma, could ascertain the real plan of the Lord. So what can we understand about it? It is useless also to inquire about it. Even the exhaustive philosophical inquiries of sages cannot ascertain the plan of the Lord. The best policy is to simply to abide by the orders of the Lord without argument. The sufferings of the Pandavas were never due to their past deeds. The Lord had to execute the plan of establishing the kingdom of virtue, and therefore his own devotees suffered temporarily in order to establish the conquest of virtue. Bhishma Deva was certainly satisfied by seeing the triumph of virtue, and he was glad to see King Yudhishthira on the throne, although he himself fought against him. Even a great fighter like Bhishma could not win the battle of Kurukshetra because the Lord wanted to show that vice cannot conquer virtue, regardless of who tries to execute. Bhishma Deva was a great devotee of the Lord, but he chose to fight against the Pandavas by the will of the Lord because the Lord wanted to show that a fighter like Bhishma cannot win on the wrong side. On the same. I had something in mind. Maybe it will come up.
So Maharaj, we can, in the earlier, we can understand that the sufferings of the devotees are not caused by their past karmas, and whatever is happening is by the will of the Lord. They are not reaping the, the fruits of the past karma. So when a devotee suffers, like
I know what to say. Yes. Okay, now for example, like you have Jai Vijay.
Yes.
Right. Yes. They didn't do anything wrong, and then they were Vaikuntha Vasis. No, they are, and no, they didn't do anything wrong, and still they get so-called punished.
But they said they did something wrong because they stopped them, and the Brahmanas got offended.
Yeah, but the Kumaras, they had no access to Vaikuntha. So they didn't do anything wrong. But because they were not composed, so there was some mode of passion in them. That's why they cursed them. So then the Lord could easily nullify that. They could have asked for that. But since they said, no, let it be, they understood it's a Lord's desire. That's why they went with it. Maharaj Chitraketu, he went with it. He could have easily said, you are wrong. He could have fought, argued with Parvati Devi. But no, he didn't want to. He just bowed down and accepted it, knowing that she's wrong.
Knowing she's wrong.
Yeah, he knew that she's wrong. Shiva knew that she's wrong.
He also glorified devotee. In that time, he glorified you.
Yeah. So it's not a problem. Then the curse turns into his benefit. So, and I want to say that, like, for example, Jesus. Okay, so he is betrayed by Judas. And because of that, and the Romans, they take him and then they make him suffer. But Jesus wanted to be caught. He wanted to be, punished, because he himself said he wants to take the sufferings of the simple reactions of all the people. So that's why he's doing it. So he wanted to be caught. So he arranged it with Judas that he gets caught. And they found a gospel of Judas. That's what they claim, but no. And then from that, whatever they could have read, they found it somewhere there in the desert. It was hidden. And according to that, then Jesus actually, he could not ask anybody else for it, only his closest friend. And he knew that it's going to be the end of him, end of his dynasty. But because he was so devoted to Jesus, he didn't refuse. So now Christians will not want to hear this. That's according to the evidence. That's what it is. So you see that the Lord, he has his own ways. He wants to fight. He wants to fight with the demon. But he doesn't want the demon to be an atheist. He wants the demon to be a devotee. He says, oh, it's drama. So he wants the devotee to become a demon. And he wants the devotee doesn't know that he is a demon, or the demon that he is a devotee. He wants it to be real, as real as possible. So he gives him so much power. But even the demigods don't know what's happening. They are bewildered. They have no clue. They have no power to do anything about it. So they are coming to Lord Brahma now completely distressed. And I'll call Lord Vishnu. So then he thought, don't worry, solution is coming. And he is a fight. Lord Vishnu is a fight. That's what he wanted. You cannot fight in Vaikuntha. So he puts the fight here. Whom should they ask for that fight? And then now we try to understand with our intelligence. And we claim we understood. Yes, there is no God, right? That's what we understood. Such a foolish argument. So we should be very careful how we are and thinking. Or then you have that Narada Muni going to visit Narayan, and he sees the Brahman and the cobbler. And the cobbler, yes, he's liberated no, this lifetime. And the Brahmana, not at all. Not in the near future. So why is that? If faith, the Lord gives faith in Guru, in Sadhu, in Shastra, then you can accept things, and then you can be purified. You can get the results. But you maintain your doubts. You maintain your enmity. You cannot do that. Only Kurukshetra war. Then when there is Krishna, he's riding the chariot, and Arjuna, he's shooting. And Srila Prabhupada said that at the time, then Arjuna is already drawing the arrow, and he's pointing at a soldier, at someone. That someone, he's looking at him, and he's going to, in the next moment, he's killed. But as he is looking at Arjuna, he sees Krishna. So if that person can appreciate any quality of Krishna, he goes to Vaikuntha. If he maintains his enmity and cannot appreciate anything, but Bhagavan, if all 6 qualities in full, it's difficult not to appreciate anything. But if somebody wouldn't, then he gets Brahmajoy and Sayuja. So that's his mercy. So we can see just how he is so merciful.
But his plans we cannot find.
No. You cannot even understand the plans of somebody else.
Yes.
Right? I mean, even within a family, you can understand her plans, you can understand his plans, you can understand Samira's plans. It's very, very difficult. So, and then how are we so confident we can understand Lord's plans? We dare to say that we are more intelligent, that we understand everything. How is the Lord taken up that he's going to play the pastimes as a Madhurya Lila, right? Before there's others, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, perfect sannyasi, he's glorifying it. How is he glorifying something that some boy, he is giving some illicit affairs with married girls? How is it glorifiable? So how can we claim that we understand? It's just a dead end. It's very, very bad.
In the Madhavas, they don't read that Brahma Samohan Leela chapter because they cannot understand how their paramacharya. He got visited.
As I told you, some of our devotees, they don't read Puranjana story.
That is for a different.
Whatever. But it's yeah.
But Madhavas maybe they do out of respect, and also they cannot understand how is,
And it's amazing that actually that was the last chapter Srila Prabhupada translated.
I didn't think like this. Yes. It will be bewildering. I mean, if we were to read a chapter in Lilamrit, for example, that Prabhupada is completely bewildered, he didn't know what to do in life, it will be faith breaking for devotees. You know? How Paramacharya.
Yeah. But if you explain properly,
Yes,
then
yes.
you can see just how actually Krishna gave his mercy to Lord Brahma.
Yes.
And Shiva gets bewildered. Mohini Murti.
Yes.
And he doesn't feel shy about that.
He has a far more sweeter relationship with Krishna than Brahmaji.
What about Madhvas? What do they do when there is a Brahma having fall down? Bhagavad. I don't know what they say about that.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, certain things just we have to accept, as they are. Like stool is dirty, but Shastra says cow dung is pure. In fact, cow dung purifies. But if you take some dog stool and try to smear it in a house, then so then you would not get the same effect.
That's very strong example. I mean, for Indians, it looks okay because we've been seeing being used so many.
See, Indians, they don't meditate, so they don't do marana. They are told to, they do, they don't know why.
They accept.
They cannot explain it. And when the kids ask, they don't. So then the kids say, why should I follow?
So what is our application for this verse, Maharaj? That one, I can say that I cannot understand the plans of the Lord. Better to go with whatever is happening in the life, Maharaj. Is that a right understanding?
No, but then how do you know that you're not following your mind?
So we have to ask Guru Sadhu Shastra that this is what I'm saying. Is this right or wrong?
So now you have to follow Guru Sadhu Shastra, and based on that, then you have to see what's my duty, what am I supposed to do, what's my goal. And by following Guru Sadhu Shastra, then you are hoping that you will actually come to the platform of that you can follow Chaitanya Guru. Because Krishna as the Chaitanya Guru, as a Paramatma, he can guide you directly. But are you ready for it? Do you want to? Because when you let Paramatma guide your life, you don't have the option to pick and choose what you want to follow, what you don't. When you follow Paramatma, a so-called intuition, or I get some intuition, then you still have the pleasure from your speculation that something came to me, some idea, and I, with my intelligence and with my mind, I've executed it, and then it's my result. Yes. But when it's directly from Paramatma, you don't have the option to process it to your mind and intelligence. You just have to execute it.
Like Bhagavad Gita gets a dream, and he just starts talking.
Yeah. There is no way to argue. This is it.
We will think whether really Lord wants us to go on the way and walk.
And he doesn't know why.
He doesn't know.
But he knows that this is the right thing to do.
And a unique thing, Maharaj, he went all the way, and then coming back, he says, okay, give it here only to Pritivardhan, and I'm satisfied. And he does that, no problem. You stand all the way there. And then, here only you're saying, give it, no need to bring it back.
There is no difference in between. So it was a test for him. There is one story. There was one man, and then he wanted to take initiation. I think it was some Guruji living in the Himalayas. So then he asked, Guruji, I would like to take initiation. Oh, is there something I can do for you? It will be. So I was always thinking of that I wanted to have a temple built on that hill there. He goes, start building, comes back after a year or two. Guruji, I have built the temple for you there. So please, you can move there. He says, what the fool. This is not the right place for the temple. The temple should have been on that side there. Okay. He goes, build a temple. A few years later, he comes back. Guruji, now I have built a temple. And it was like feeling a little like a grudge against that. Like, I said, are you satisfied or yeah, I can see it looks very good. But that's not the right place for a temple. The temple should be there. So so he goes, he builds the temple, he comes back, and he approaches the Guru. Guruji, order him, where he asks, should I build it? And I said, not it anymore. I accept it. So I did it. That's the main thing.
Our attitude.
Because attitude just reflects your consciousness. Based on the consciousness, then your activities are worthwhile or worthless. So if with a humble attitude, we are trying to help the Lord, help the devotees, please the devotees, please the Lord. Lord is happy, and then he will let us understand as much as he wants us to understand of his lila. And we can be happy, we can be satisfied. But if he doesn't want, there's no way we can understand anything. How Krishna plays in his pastimes, and he orders Yoga Maya to cover him also. So then he is not aware of what's happening.
He's aware but not aware.
Yeah. Well, he orders, so no, he's not aware that he was aware. Well, so the pastime is real. It's not that he's pretending.
Yes.
Tasmatidam daivatantram vyavastha bharatarshapha tasyan vidvidho natha pahi praja prabho. O best among the descendants of Bharata, Yudhishthira, I maintain, therefore, that all this is within the plan of the Lord. Accepting the inconceivable plan of the Lord, you must follow it. You are now appointed administrative head, and, my Lord, you should now take care of those subjects who are now rendered helpless. Purport. The purport saying, the popular saying is that the housewife teaches the daughter-in-law by teaching the daughter. Similarly, The Lord teaches the world by teaching the devotee. The devotee does not have to learn anything new from the Lord because the Lord teaches the sincere devotee always from within. Whenever, therefore, a show is made to teach a devotee, as in the case of the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, it is for the teaching the less intelligent man. Devotee's duty, therefore, is to ungrudgingly accept tribulations from the Lord as a benediction. The Pandavas were advised by Bhishma Dev to accept the responsibility of administration without hesitation. The poor subjects were without protection due to the battle of Kurukshetra, and they were awaiting the assumption of power by Maharaj Yudhishthira. Your devotee of the Lord accepts tribulations as favors from the Lord. Since the Lord is absolute, there is no mundane difference between the two. So for the devotee, same.
It is because of the connection, Maharaj.
Like Maharaj Harishchandra.
Yes,
It's a heavy example, but for the sake of Dharma, he's willing to take anything. Pandavas, for the sake of Dharma, they are willing to take anything. Queen Kunti, when is she properly situated already? He doesn't like it. He's asking for the tribulation. Because Krishna was there.
It is because of the connection, Maharaj, that they see everything coming from God.
Yes.
It is because of the strong sambandha. They see everything is coming.
And now, when these devotees are also they are coming here, and they are coming here, then to show others, teach others. So when there is some stronger reaction, then people actually get stronger realizations. So they don't mind doing it for the sake of the Lord, His teachings. When there's an example of somebody who, like Arjuna, he plays somebody who is bewildered, but Krishna, he's guiding him, and then he figures out, actually, he accepts the plan of the Lord very easily, and he does it. So he comes to the point of realization. So now anybody can now realize that they can also become self-realized. It's not so easy. It's possible. So we have to see how we can accept the will of the Lord. Without that, we will always doubt. Because it's not going to go according to how I want.
And Lord has plans for everyone, especially devotees. You see anything, Maharaj?
But there must be some level of faith to accept it. Because then some people will argue, why did Pandava have to suffer so much? Why did Ram abandon Sita? I don't like it. So there is a reason behind. And you see in Bhagavatam, why did the Lord make Prahlad Maharaj suffer so much? why didn't stop Hiranyakashipu already before? You can start arguing. No, why did Krishna didn't kill Duryodhana? Why did battle had to happen? No, and so many millions of people have to die.
Innocent ones who had nothing to do with it. Or why didn't he say?
And the wives were crying so much because their sons died. So we put ourselves in the position of I would do better than Krishna. That's because we don't understand Krishna's purpose. Paritrana saruna vinashaya mritkritam. Yeah, but it's too merciless. Who are we to decide? On the absolute platform, there's no difference what body one has. You sit in one car and you change the car and sit in another car. Are you crying? No, while changing the cars. It's basically the same. It's also yantra. It's a machine. Just more sophisticated.
And also all of them, like you explained, Maharaj, they got Sahajamukti, which big yogis after performing so many years of austerity and everything. They aspire.
No, very few got that.
They aspire for it.
Yeah, most got Vaikuntha.
No, I'm saying that even those who didn't had a favorable, even they got liberation, Sahajamukti, which the yogis.
But those were not many.
Those were not many.
Most of them, they could appreciate Krishna. Even the enemies could have appreciated something of Krishna. His beauty, his power.
And anyway, major part of his was his own Sena Maharaj.
Yeah.
Because he gave his Narayani Sena to Duryodhana. So one large part of it was his Sena, his soldiers only.
Yeah.
And others also he was saying, DK also.
And then, okay, so then, and after that, everything is fine. So Krishna, he has to send all the Yadus back. How is he going to do it? Nobody can kill them. So he arranges that they kill themselves. And then we start judging it. How that can happen? Why did Krishna let it happen? We feel in the position that we can judge the Lord. And who are we to understand? They fulfill their mission. They need to go. And not to properly do it like some explainable way, then just take to themselves. Abhimanyu, right? He is killed. Arjuna is lamented. But when Krishna told him and showed him, then what actually happened? And Abhimanyu didn't want to go back. So he was okay. Isn't it?
What does it mean? Abhimanyu didn't want to go back?
He went to the heaven and he assumed again his position. And I think when Arjuna asked, Krishna asked him that he wants to go back, and he said, no, I'm happy here. I've done my part. Or then when you get the son being born to Maharaj Chitraketu, he is brought to life and he is asked, now if you want, you can continue now being here as the son of the king and the queen, or you can then continue to your other destination. What do you want? I don't want to stay here. I want to go. So now the king and the queen, they have so much of affection, and then now they feel that they are so loving to them. But the kid said, I don't want to be with them. So how can we understand? No? We are not even the kshetragiyas. We don't understand even our own body. How can we claim to understand somebody else's body and mind? Or how can we claim to understand everybody.
Most of all, to understand God.
Okay. He is Paramatma, he knows. So, no, he's Paramatma, everyone. So he knows. He's not Paramatma. We don't even know how our own mind works. We don't know how to control it. We get bewildered by it. So how can we claim to understand God or to understand people? That's why Uparashamrita starts with ourselves.
Start with ourselves.
Start with ourselves. That's the beginning. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Om Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Guru Rajnath Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai Jai Gaur. Gauranga.
Hare Krishna.